Hello, it's Charlotte, and I hope everyone is doing well. Today I'm going to be using Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil Kit of the Month for May 2020. I'm going to start with a blue piece of cardstock that I have cut to 5.5 by 4.25, and I'm using a piece of prism foil by Spellbinders instead of the foil that came in the kit. Although I will be showing you some card samples at the end of this video using the foil that came in the kit named Blush. Here I am lining up the thanks plate on the machine, and I'm using the guides that I have marked in a light line of black ink. I decided to tape the cardstock down to the machine so that I could keep everything as straight as possible. This isn't absolutely necessary, but it really just makes everything a lot easier if you start out with everything straight. After that, I'm going to remove the foil, and I just love how this prism foil shows up, especially on a blue background. Once that's done, I'm going to start glimmering the other pieces that came in the kit. There is 4 sentiments, and I believe here I'm going to be using the sentiment A Million. As well, I'm going to glimmer the leaf and the little flower that has come in the kit. The closer in size that you can cut the foil to the size of the plate, the less likely it is to have any overfoiling on your final project. I'm going to use some purple tape again to tape a piece of white cardstock over my sentiment to avoid any shifting during the glimmering. Although you can usually clean up any excess overfoiling with a microfiber cloth or an eraser. I'm using a sentiment strip die from my stash. This one is a little thinner than the ones that come with the Glimmer foil sentiments because I thought a thinner sentiment would look better on the final project. I cut the other flowers in the kit out of the same color blue cardstock, and I also foiled several more leaves and flowers. After I can finish gluing them all here, you have to twist them and turn them a little to get them all lined up, but if you don't line them up, they'll come out looking just as well anyway. I'm going to create one little cluster on video here, but all of the clusters were put together pretty much the same. I'm popping the foiled flower up on some foam tape, and then I'm going to put the smaller flower down with just some glue, and then bring the leaf in, and that'll finish the first cluster. I'm mounting the sentiment strip on a 1/4 inch foam tape to pop it up off of this card panel. I'm going to then mount this panel on another piece of white cardstock that measures 5.5 by 4.25. I'm cutting some thin strips of the prism foil that I have already mounted on cardstock, and I'll show you how to go about doing that in just a little bit here. I'll trim off some of the edges hanging over, and that card's complete. My second card, I'm taking the leftover foil that I used in the first card, and I'm going to mount it on a piece of white cardstock. I have to lay down a heavy sheet of cardstock on the Glimmer machine first, otherwise the grid lines from the Glimmer machine will transfer over to the glimmered piece. Once that's done, I'm going to cut out around the glimmered piece, and I'm going to remove the plastic liner from the front of the card. You can see here how you could glimmer any color foil onto a piece of cardstock and cut out the strips and use them as I did in the previous card. I lost the rest of the footage for making this card, however you can see here that I mounted it on blue cardstock. I did use the other stamp from the Tim Holtz Ornate and Lace background stamp set on the blue cardstock and mounted that on white. Here are some other cards that I've made using the Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil Kit of the Month for May 2020. I hope you enjoy, I hope you get some inspiration, and I hope you have a great day.